Have you ever noticed that the biggest obstacle in your life isn't your job, your finances, or your circumstances? It's the story you keep telling yourself, the story that says, I'm not ready, I'll start next week, I need more time, I need more money, I need more confidence, and before you know it, weeks become months, months become years, then one day you wake up wondering where all the time went. The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack talent, they fail because they never begin. We spend so much time trying to create the perfect plan that we forget something important. Progress doesn't come from thinking, it comes from moving. Imagine trying to drive to a place you've never been before. You can study the map all day, watch YouTube videos, read reviews, ask for directions, but until you actually start driving, you're still in the same parking spot. Life works exactly the same way. The answers you are looking for are rarely found before you begin. They're discovered while you're moving. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes experience. Every setback teaches you something success never could. That's why successful people aren't fearless. They're simply willing to move before they have everything figured out. Think about every major achievement in your life. Did you really know what you were doing? Probably not. You learned because you were willing to start, and that's the difference. Action creates clarity. Waiting creates doubt. The longer you wait, the scarier it becomes. The more excuses your mind creates, the more impossible your dream begins to feel. But the moment you take that first step, everything changes. Not because life suddenly becomes easier, but because now you have something to build on. Momentum is a powerful thing. One small action becomes another. One habit becomes a lifestyle. One decision becomes a completely different future. Here's something I realized. There is no perfect time. There never has been, and there never will be. The people you admire didn't wait for confidence. Confidence came because they kept showing up. They didn't wait until they felt qualified. They became qualified through repetition. They didn't wait for motivation. They built discipline, because motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. And that's where real transformation begins. But there's another mindset that quietly destroys our potential. It's the belief that life should always be fair. We think, if I work hard, I should get rewarded immediately. If I do everything right, everything should work out. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way. Sometimes you'll work harder than everyone else and still lose. Sometimes you'll give your best and nobody notices. Sometimes your efforts won't pay off, at least not today. But here's what you need to remember. Just because you can't see progress doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Think of planting a seed. For weeks, nothing appears above the ground. Does that mean nothing is happening? Of course not. The roots are growing, they're becoming stronger, preparing for what's coming next. Success often looks exactly like that. Quiet, invisible, unnoticed, until one day, everything changes. People call it overnight success, but they never saw the years of preparation. The mornings you woke up early, the nights you kept going when nobody believed in you, the times you wanted to quit but didn't. Those invisible days matter. In fact, they matter the most because that's where character is built, and character determines your future. Now let me ask you something. What if your biggest breakthrough isn't waiting somewhere in the future? What if it's hiding behind one uncomfortable decision, one difficult conversation, one application you haven't submitted, one video you haven't uploaded, one business you haven't started, one habit you refuse to build? Growth almost always hides behind discomfort. The problem is, our brains are designed to avoid discomfort. We choose what's familiar, even when familiar makes us unhappy. We choose certainty, even when certainty keeps us stuck. But nothing extraordinary happens inside your comfort zone. Every version of you that you've ever dreamed of becoming exists outside of it. That's why changing your mindset is more important than changing your circumstances, because your mindset determines how you respond to your circumstances. Two people can experience the exact same failure. One says, I guess I'm not good enough. The other says, what can this teach me? Same event, different mindset, completely different future. Your life is shaped less by what happens to you and more by the meaning you assign to what happens. Every setback can become a reason to quit or a reason to grow.